Good, y'all. It's your boy Teddy B Blackman, and I'm back with another video. So today I'm gonna be previewing one of the first round matchups of the NBA playoffs for the year 2021, which will be the Boston Celtics, which is my team at the moment, and the Brooklyn Nets. So then we got the Cardiac Celtics versus Scary Hours, and that's what we about to get into, y'all, because this is looking like it might be that. You know what I'm saying? So first and foremost, Brooklyn finished as the second seed in the East behind Philadelphia 76ers. So that's how they locked in their seed. Celtics won a play-in game last night against the Washington Wizards, 118-100, led by Jason Tatum's 50 points and Kemba Walker's 29 points. And the Wizards will go on to play Indiana to see who gets that 8 seed in the final playoff spot. So the Celtics went and locked up a date, a series, hopefully not a body, versus the Brooklyn Nets. So this kicks off Saturday night, 8 p.m. It's the primetime game Saturday, ABC. And woo, man, let's get into it. So first I'm gonna start with Brooklyn. Obviously they have an advantage. They have Kyrie Irving, James Harden, Kevin Durant, three of the top 15 players in the league, arguably, maybe three top 10, and depending on how you can make an argument for each one. This is really, they're the favorites to win the championship. I don't want to hear all that stuff about not having chemistry and all that. When you got that kind of talent, you don't need chemistry like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just, especially without it being a lot of big three tandems in the league anymore. Everybody broke down to the duos, type of thing. The league was basically resetting itself, and then Brooklyn pulled the ultimate power move by acquiring James Harden earlier this season, blah, blah, blah. So I feel like they're constructed very nicely, because even outside of them, they have key contributors, like they have Joe Harris. Spencer Dinwiddie's out for the season, but he would have been a key contributor. They have like Blake Griffin and Jeff Green, who's old reliable. Landry Shamet, good, kind of decent defense, I guess, as far as guards go. But the big three is going to be doing the heavy lifting anyway. I don't really see like no problems that could arise. I know they don't play a lot of good defense, but you have to have that kind of firepower to take advantage of that anyway to even outscore them. You know what I mean? So I feel like in my heart, because I like the Celtics, like I said at the moment. My heart says 4-2, and that's Brooklyn winning 4. The Celtics will sneak out 2. My brain says 4-1, and my gut says 4-0. Both of those will be towards Brooklyn, by the way. I don't really see no scenario in which the Celtics are going to pull off this monumental upset, especially with Jaylen Brown being out for the season with the torn ligaments in the wrist. Get better soon, JB. Even with him, not enough firepower, not enough structure to the offense. Celtics are very sporadic as far as when the offense goes. Like, there's no clear-cut roles on the Celtics team. Everybody can do everything. You know what I mean? And that's what hinders, because if it was to a point where it's like, okay, we know Tatum and Brown and Kemba need to take a majority of the shots and everybody else falls in line, the Celtics would have been probably the second seed or anything like that. But it's the fact that you have nights where it's like Marcus Smart takes the most shots and he's not a shooter. Somebody else is taking the majority of the shots. Daniel Tice before he was traded, and that's not who they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be who you are in this league, unless you're just a otherworldly talent. If you're a role player, stop trying to be a superstar. You know what I'm saying? You're not a superstar. You're just a role player. So you come in the game to play defense, bro. You know what I'm saying? So the only case I can make is to keep the series interesting, which I can make a case for that. Getting game one is going to be the biggest thing because Celtics just played last night. That was Tuesday. It's Wednesday. The first game is Saturday night. Brooklyn hasn't played since last Friday, so that'll be all. You hope that you want to come in and catch. You're still in the rhythm, so to speak, and you just want to catch them off guard, at least long enough to like steal game one, get a split in Brooklyn, and then come back to Boston. With the home court advantage, more fans will be allowed in now, and you just hope that somehow, some way, you can get one of those ones at home, and then whatever happens, just happens. You know what I'm saying? I really don't see the Boston Celtics making it out of this at all. There's nobody. Kevin Durant will have to get injured for me to be like, okay, Boston can steal this series. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, and we don't want to wish injuries on nobody. Plus, the Celtics need to get put out very convincingly in this first round because I feel like that'll push Danny Ainge to actually make some hard decisions that he doesn't seem to want to make. You know what I'm saying? This roster needs a total remake. You know what I mean? So outside of Jason Tatum, I feel like, and maybe the rookie Peyton Pritchard, I feel like everybody else can go if it's going to acquire maybe like another superstar, maybe like a Bradley Beal, maybe a Russell Westbrook, Chris Paul, or, somebody, a couple of the established veterans with the dog mentality to play basketball. I feel like we don't have the kind of players that have very high IQ in basketball. You know what I'm saying? Very talented, but that can only get you so far when the IQ's not all the way there. So like I said, outside of Tatum, man, for everybody else can really go. And Danny Ainge really needs to do this offseason. Like I said, man, like it's just, I don't know how many other excuses you can make. I don't know how many other like scenarios you could do. Like, oh, if this happened, we'd have been good. That happened. No, like he needs to reshape this roster now. Just 2 years ago, everybody thought Boston would be the team of the future in the East. You know what I'm saying? And just that fast, Philadelphia's made moves, Brooklyn has made moves, and now the Celtics are like, they went from being the top 3 seeds to the 7th seed. You know what I'm saying? And of course, injuries and stuff play a factor into that. But like I said, if you have that backup, Brooklyn has had injuries. Like all their whole big 3 has been battling injuries all year, and they're still the 2nd seed. That's not a coincidence. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not a coincidence. Philly and Embiid missed half the season, and Ben Simmons missed 1/3 of the season. They're the number 1 seed. There's a reason for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a coincidence. So I'm not trying to hear the whole injury thing and this and that. No, they need to reshape their roster. In the meantime, there's a lot of history. I like getting into the storyline of things, so there's a lot of history here. Obviously, Kyrie used to play with Boston for 2 seasons. He forced his way out of Cleveland. He didn't want to play alongside LeBron no more. Other little rumors, we don't know what's true, blah, blah, blah. Didn't work out here, rightfully so. I would agree, especially seeing how things played out up until this point now. He looks more and more right every day. It's just the fact that I guess the structure is just not all the way there. Maybe we'll see what happens this offseason. Like I said, has to be a big offseason for Boston. Has to be. Or I'll probably like take my fandom elsewhere. I'm not even going to lie. But yeah, KD coming off a stint with Golden State in which he won 2 championships. Got injured the 3rd year. So that pretty much cost them, him and Clay getting injured, pretty much cost him that last championship, which they lost to Toronto Raptors. Went to go sign with Kyrie in Brooklyn. They're really good friends. They acquired James Harden. I watched a handful of Brooklyn games this year, and I don't. If I did see all 3 of them playing the same game, it wasn't a lot. Maybe once I probably seen it. I know they played together about 8, 9, 10 games or whatever, but I only seen it with my own eyes once, so I can't speak on that. Harden and Kyrie by themselves, I feel like Brooklyn is a very beatable team. KD and Harden, I feel like they're just unbeatable. If Kyrie was to go missing, it's just the big 2. KD and Harden, then they would be unbeatable to me too. You know what I'm saying? This is gonna be. I just hope it's interesting. You know what I mean? So Tatum coming off the 50 points last night, Kemba, who's been on a hot streak. Well, I really don't think it's a hot streak. I think he's just Jaylen Brown going down. He doesn't have to get in where he fits in anymore. He can be a key contributor, probably getting a little bit more and more healthy as well with the whole knee situation. They would have to have nights like they had against the Wizards every night against Brooklyn for it to even be 4-2 in Brooklyn's favor. You know what I mean? So we'll see how things shape up. Of course, I'm going to ride to the wheels fall off to this summer with the Celtics. I really have to see them make some type of move to come back. You can't just keep hoping, because Tatum and Jaylen Brown are growing, but you can't. That's not good enough. You have to surround them with pieces. You know what I mean? So it's like every time you'd be like, okay, in a couple of years they're going to be this and that. Now a couple of years have gone past, and it's like every other team is making championship moves. They're going for championships, and it's just like, okay, Celtics are getting pushed further down and down and down, and then you come back next year, they won't make the playoffs at all. 7th seed this year won't make the playoffs at all, even with the play-in thing. So, that's pretty much my preview of this. Brooklyn has about 3 players, maybe even 4. Well, they have about 4 players that can go get you 30 points because you include Joe Hurst. They got 3 players that can go get you 50 on any given night. Celtics got 1, maybe Kemba, if the stars align. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a classic David and Goliath type of thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, all I could do is hope that the Celtics can at least just make this a series. You know what I'm saying? 4-2, 4-3 if you want to. You know what I'm saying? I'll take 7. I'll take Game 7. You know what I mean? But I know it's not gonna be that. I just hope it's not a sweep. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that's my preview for the Boston Celtics, the cardiac Celtics versus scary Iowa Nets. Do you feel like the Celtics have a chance? Do you feel like they might get swept? What you thinking? 4-1, 4-2? Drop that in the comments. Like, subscribe, share, support the small content creators, and this your boy Teddy B. Blackman, and I'm out.